The Galactic Council had never taken humanity seriously. For centuries, Earth had been viewed as a young, unpolished star among the vast, ancient civilizations of the galaxy. The Council's meetings were filled with species whose histories spanned millennia, beings with wisdom and technology far beyond anything humanity had ever dreamed. And yet there they were, the humans, still finding their place among the stars. They had sent Elizabeth, a determined human diplomat, to represent Earth's interests. She was young, sharp, and fearless, but it wasn't her strength or intelligence that had made her a beacon of hope for her people. It was the fact that she was human. And humans were not known to bow down to anyone. Across the long, gleaming table of the council chamber, the alien representatives sat, their varied forms filling the grand hall. The few human representatives present sat at the edge of the room, waiting for their moment to speak. It was the same as it always had been: underestimated, ignored, and occasionally laughed at. Elizabeth leaned forward, the weight of humanity's future on her shoulders. The moment had arrived. She straightened her back and cleared her throat. It was time to make them listen. Esteemed council members, Elizabeth began, her voice calm and steady despite the rising tension in the room. I am here to speak on behalf of Earth. The time has come for humanity to take a more active role in the galactic community. We request equal standing and the recognition of our growing capabilities. A ripple of laughter echoed through the chamber. It wasn't loud, but it was unmistakable. The quiet snickering of species who saw Earth as nothing more than a fledgling planet that could never truly compete with the ancient and powerful races who ruled the stars. The leaders of the council exchanged knowing glances, as if Elizabeth's words were some kind of joke. Evan, sitting just behind her, clenched his fists. He was a soldier, a veteran of countless battles, and he had seen firsthand the strength of humanity's resolve. But even he had never experienced such outright disregard. He could feel the heat of his anger rising, but he kept his calm. Elizabeth needed to speak, not him, the council's representative. An alien with translucent skin and multiple arms spoke first, his voice dripping with condescension. Humanity has barely scratched the surface of interstellar travel, and you come here asking for equal status among us. It's adorable. Elizabeth's eyes narrowed, but she didn't back down. She had been trained for moments like this. With all due respect, Counselor, you underestimate us. We may not have your advanced technologies or your centuries of experience, but we do have something you don't: human tenacity. A drive that no alien race can match. The council laughed again, louder this time. Some of the species present even shook their heads in disbelief. One representative, a towering creature with scales that shimmered like diamonds, leaned forward. And what exactly do you propose? That we let you sit among us as equals? What is it that you offer, little humans, besides your tenacity? Elizabeth didn't flinch. We offer innovation. We offer the ability to adapt. We offer strength when it is needed most. Humanity does not follow the rules, humanity makes the rules. You can continue to laugh, but we will be here long after you've forgotten our names. History has shown this time and time again. There was a pause in the room, the words hanging in the air like a challenge. For a moment, the council seemed unsure. But then, as though on cue, another representative, a sleek, insectoid being with sharp mandibles, spoke up, his voice cold and dismissive. Let us be clear. You may have a future in this galaxy, but it will never be one where you sit at the table with us. You're just a temporary blip in the vastness of time. Nothing more. Nothing less. Elizabeth's eyes flicked over to Evan, who gave her a silent nod. They had prepared for this moment. They had expected the dismissal. They had expected the arrogance, but they hadn't expected what would come next. With a simple gesture, Elizabeth stood up, and without a word she walked toward the exit of the council chamber. Evan followed her. The door slid open automatically as they made their way down the grand hall, their footsteps echoing through the empty space. The council members watched them go, confused, bewildered. They hadn't anticipated this. They had assumed the humans would beg for their place at the table, would plead for recognition. But instead they were walking away. In silence, the council chamber fell into an uneasy silence. The alien representatives exchanged glances, murmurs of confusion rippling through them. What had just happened? As Elizabeth and Evan exited the chamber, Elizabeth spoke, her voice low but filled with certainty. Let them laugh, Evan. Let them think we're weak. We don't need their approval. We never did. Evan smirked, the fire of determination burning in his eyes. They'll realize soon enough. The galaxy will have no choice but to recognize us because we won't stop until they do. The two humans walked away from the council, leaving behind a room full of powerful beings who had just learned one of the most important lessons in galactic history: never underestimate humanity. For while the aliens laughed, they had no idea that the humans were already preparing for something bigger, a future where they would be the ones in control. And the council would be forced to answer to them. In the silence of their departure, humanity had already won.